Business school, parking garage. Alright, let's open up, let's do buildings. Start editing. Just click on the buildings. You can see the construction tools change. Yeah? I click here on the polygon and move into the map. So now this is the little bit complicated part. We're going to start here with the small center here. Because it's pretty much completely squared. We're trying to read a little bit the building structure. So we're trying to find a point here by the yellow ends, find a point here by the yellow ends, here and here. So we're trying to find the roof lines. Yeah? It's our first polygon. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the roofline outlines of the garage. Outlines as in outlines of the whole structure. These are the ramps to get to that different deck. We don't want that right now. Yeah? So kind of rule of thumb, if you digitize the roof line, you can run down the building. And somewhat for what we usually call the building footprints. The proper way to do the building footprint is actually to get from the architectural office or from the planning bureau, get those footprints as they are built by the architect. A common way to do this is and was you go out, get high resolution imagery, and then because they're right on top, not really with an angle, sometimes you can see shadows, but you can somewhat assume that this is somewhat, in your margin of error, also your footprint. You're not going to calculate how much space is covered by the 10th digit. You get a good approximation of what's, let's say, the square footage of one deck of parking garage versus the small center that is here located. No? The reason why we're doing these examples is because they are walking distance around from the classroom. So you right now you're here, so you could actually walk and take a look at all this. That's the reason why we're not digitizing downtown for balloting. Because what really helps is to take a look, best would be daytime, and say, okay, I actually looked at that. Parking lot will look different because the cars are gone. That red dot here for that red car is probably not a red car today. Yeah? That building is probably still there. Yeah? All right. So what I want to do is edit tool, make sure that you're in edit session. Yeah? Edit session, edit tool, buildings, polygon. The reason why I take polygon and not rectangle is I might have weird corners I could do. I could do rectangle too, but right now maybe we are limited for 4 corners. I want to do more than 4 corners with the next one. Polygon, go here with the crosshairs, click, 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 and you can see how this kind of rubber band is following me, and it's coming with 2 rubber bands because it closes it automatically. And I click double, and you can already see crappy digitizing. Yeah? Not really following the lines. If you don't see the polygon, you didn't click here on buildings for the polygon. If you do digicast, you're immediately on points again. If you do walking paths, you're immediately on lines again. You gotta make sure that you're in that edit session on polygons and polygon down here. Let me check. Keep going and try the parking garage with an, as the next one.
Do we save it and stuff or keep it?
So
Always save it.
the buildings is a line, not a polygon. You created no, you created your buildings actually a line, not a polygon.
Oh, I finished it. And then
No,
Why? Yeah, I see first.
Edit
Hey.
to the augment.
Yeah, buildings, polygon.
Let me just click on all the corners.
Well, see, you don't
Did you
know.
see different polygon?
No, you. That right there.
Those now, those two,
So
that's
put
a
them on.
polygon feature.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
If I hold it down.
No, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, there.
Got this?
No. Okay. And then the end.
So I want to do this a little bit better than my first building, so I zoom in closer to the parking garage. Yeah, and do the same thing. Edit tool, buildings, polygon. And it's a good thing to have a routine which way you want to do this. Counterclockwise or clockwise. That's your personal preference. Sometimes it depends. So I'm just doing this very roughly. Go here, go straight, take the corner with me, take that corner with me. So now you can see how it fills automatically a little bit. Yeah? Take those corners. Now it's getting confusing because I barely see where it's at. That corner, this corner, scale this out. That's good enough. Yeah? So now you can see, oh, this was nice, but the filling was confusing when digitizing. Well, with the latest generations of GIS, we have templates. Templates. If I double-click buildings, I get template properties. I can actually define my symbol the way it should show up while I'm drawing it. If I have a table already populated, remember our colors, red and whites? I could digitize purples and write in here in the table purples. And every new one will be purple. Show you in a second. Yeah? So I could do a drawing symbol, change this, and I can change all these tools. The template, the power of the template is actually the data behind it. Let's save. Let's go back to our cars. Unselect. Here, unselect. And go back to the cars. If I go here to DigiCars and double click, see that? I have ID and I have color. Double click DigiCars. I can actually choose existing symbols. Very slowly. It's late, I know. If I'm here with the create features, the example now is going to be with the cars, because the cars already, we added a field, we have value in that field. Yeah? Values, red, whites, and unknowns. If I double click here the cars, my template pops up. Yeah? And now this is the field we created earlier. Remember, add field. Here, if I click into this, see those 3 dots popping up? One click only. That actually shows me how is that field populated. Because I have reds and whites in there. I can also type in here and say green. And then we click OK. And click make new points anywhere right now. Let's do them on top of the business school. Just 3 points. Save my edits. Stop my edit session.
Wait.
Alright, I created the template, named them green. I clicked 3 times on top of the business school to create 3 points. The way this is set up, by accident, they show up as green already, but they're not labeled yet. Now I want to take a look at the table. Right click, open the attribute table, and if we've done everything right, I have 3 little dots that are green on the bottom of my file here. Without field calculator, without adding anything, I changed the template. So in theory, if you know, hey, I'm going across campus, I will digitize all red cars I have in the system. I see on the screen. You can set the template by existing values, and every one now you click will be populated. So you don't have to go back and fix manually. Yeah? So if I would give you a digitizing assignment and tell you there's a value, let's call it red, and find 12 more red cars. There are 2 ways to do that. You click on 12 cars, and you do with the field calculator, selection, red, field calculator. Or you change the template, call it red, bing, 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 bing. Huh? Faster, no typos, no accidental errors. Streamlined workflow. All right? Gotta have 1 or 2 more functions to make this meaningful for you guys. Right. Right. Important things. What we're going to do now is I unselect everything, make the next clean step. Make sure I'm not in an edit session. Yeah? Unselect everything. So I can zoom out a little bit. Yeah? I save the document. I want to show you 1 or 2 more things about editing. Yeah? I want to show that with a file we had at the very beginning. We put that in. So you have a separate data. Yeah? And then I want to show you how we export what we just did into different format. Simple, how we can transfer different roles. Yeah? So first thing I want to add is we had in the very first session census blocks or block groups. So I want to add data and go up into my GIS class folder, and here in the Broward County GIS data folder, remember we had that? There should be census block 2010. If you don't have that, lean back, listen, yeah? And I add this. Yeah? We have seen this before. Yeah? So depending where I locate this, I can zoom in a little bit. I can see what I clicked today, and now I have, in my case, it's a little bit pinkish. I want to change the symbology. And you do this in a simple double click here on this symbology here. Tang Deng. Census block 2010, double click on the symbology. And hollow it out. And you outline to white. Give me a second, Wilson. Yeah? Hollow it out, outline to white. Click OK. So it pops up really massive on the map. Got it?
Yeah, click close, yeah.
That's fine. Click close. I'm going to show you how to destroy data. Fireworks. Yeah? So for the purpose of the exercise, we go into the Everglades, or at least the swamplands. So we zoom out, super big. Or, if you don't want to do this, we say census blocks, right click, zoom to layer. That's faster. Yeah? No? Alright? Technically, the census covers everything, and there could be one person living there.
Alright.
Huh? Alright. So what I'm going to show you guys is how to manually select and then delete unwanted feature. Manually select and delete unwanted features. Yeah? This is the sprint to the marathon. Hang in there, guys. We're closing early today. Huh? Like, oh, sugar rush, adrenaline, and leaving early. Alright, so what I want to do now is I want to delete from census block 2010 those Everglades sectors here. Yeah, or swamp sectors. I'm going to open up Hard Search REE again. Edit, editor, start an edit session. Now you probably get a pop-up like this. I click on census block 2010, click OK.
Mine says, do you want to save your edits? Yes. Ever again? Do you want to save your edits?
Well, you had an edit session on already. Save your edits first. If you have, okay. Reset it. Listen up, guys, please.
Save it.
Save your edits, stop editing. Create the map like this. Zoom out here. Zoom to layer for the census blocks. Make them big white so you can see them on as a contrast. Now, edit session, open up again. Start editing. Find census block 2010, because the map contains data from more than just one database or folder. You gotta tell which bucket of data you're dealing. You have multiple buckets sitting there. This one you're taking. Census block 2010, hit OK. It's OK, continue. You didn't set the reference right. So hit OK, or continue. So now we have seen this, census blocks. We click this, we can create new tools. I don't want to create new. I take the edit tool here and I click in 1, or I click in 2, or I take shift and draw an envelope like this. See that? I do it again. I can press down the shift button and draw a window over the areas I want to select and let it go. And now I can see the highlighted color means selected. So you ready for some fun? If you hover over this, you see how the mouse is changing again. It shows like 4 little arrows on the tip of the mouse. I just moved the whole population. Because now I just selected and moved my selection. You know? So this could be in an edit session, move, select XY feature and move it to a different location. Let's say I give you, I don't know, footprint of the parking garage, but it's sitting on top of the parking lot. How would you move the parking garage where it belongs from the parking lot on top of the parking garage? Well, in an edit session, you would select that polygon and carefully move it by hand and adjust it properly. Huh?
Mine came off the map completely. Like it just
Like this?
dropped off the grid. No, I mean like off
He's in
the
the
table
ocean.
of contents. It's just
It's
like
in the ocean.
the census block groups like just deleted itself from the table of contents
Oh,
when I tried to shift over.
yeah, so mine are now the tempo. Is it tempo or is it? Somewhere. Alright, but the purpose is delete. Give me a second, let me finish this. If I now press delete button on the keyboard, or do we have it here? No, delete button on the keyboard. Careful, they're gone. If you save your edits now, you can't undo. But at least not last time I did that. Save edits.
I have to do it,
So we have to delete it and
it doesn't do the whole thing.
It doesn't do the move features anymore. Magically, Swampland has disappeared. You know? Right, good question.
he wants us to delete
Yeah,
it.
me too.
Did you do this the wrong thing?
It
Oh,
just
yeah.
like came off the side of the content. That's what I'm saying. Like it came, it just like disappeared when I tried to move the area.
No.
Yeah, it was like-
Oh, there you go.
Really?
tried to select it. And then I dragged it and it just like
Alright, this is finish the next step.
No, I had done it wrong.
Now it should put up again, so that
Actually, I'm home.
put down. Go ahead. In the active session. Okay? Alright. So after all this fun and pain, we gotta export our deck map. But we create, are you okay or?
Actually, I have a question.
What's the question?
So, when I try and get this to show up, it's telling me something.
Yeah, if there's a reference, that's fine. We should just continue in this case. Huh? Because census blocks is from a different source. Don't worry about those guys. Huh?
No, because
I
it
still
doesn't
know
show
how to
up.
fix this. After one more time.
oh, then you have to go to the
Edit
next button.
section. Edit two, edit two. Yep. Click on one. Click on the bigger one. Hold mouse, left mouse down. Left mouse. Left.
Oh, that.
Oh, you're good now.
And move it.
You're
Yeah.
Is it there?
Alright.
Is it just white?
Well, I should do it.
So to recap, we created feature classes or shapefiles, we digitized points, we added different values to those points, the white and the red cars. We did polylines for the walking paths, yeah, straight lines and lines along the corner, and greenly lines we don't like. We did polygons, somewhat as regular squared footprint and then following the roof line. Yeah? We pulled in different data, we moved it, we deleted it, so we kind of know now how to do basic manipulations and creation of data. Yeah? Digitizing 101, check. So now we have all these in a folder. You can share them in different ways. You could use now, find the file explorer, this whole thing, package the folder, zip it. Or, what if you want to say, hey, you know what, I digitized all these campus buildings. I want to share that with the World Wide Web for people who do not have actually GIS installed like I am. How would you do that? Let's do some Google Maps stuff. Huh? So, I'm going to zoom into the, actually, let's get out of the editor session, save edits, stop edits. So I destroyed my census block data. Yeah? Because my Everglades, my swamp is not here anymore. Huh? But that's okay, training data. I don't need this anymore. I zoom into buildings, zoom to layer, so it jumps straight up to those two buildings. Yeah? So now I could do multiple things. I can right click on the building and I could export the data here. But that's not really working for what I want to do. I want to save this as a KML file. KML is a standard file for Google. Huh? That's actually a PowerPoint slide about that. I thought I had it. No? So what I'm going to do now is go back, close ArcMap. Actually no, stop. Let me introduce you to your good friend, the toolbox. This form. Toolbox. Little window with a red box on it. Remember when I told you in the first session we're opening in the garage and you have like a sledgehammer and a screwdriver? This is where all the sledgehammers and the power tools are organized. Yeah? Every piece here is a new fun holiday park for you guys. Most of them we are not touching. Yeah? I want to take a look at conversion tools. And you can see here Excel, GPS, from KML, but also here too. So pull in something and dump it out. So if I click here on 2KML, gently, it says layer to KML, map to KML. So if I double click, I can select here everything I've done today. Layer to KML, layer to KML. And I can find my buildings. See that? Click on it. Now it tells me where do you want to present this. And you can see here buildings layer 2 KMC. So we need to change this. Change. Click to the weird location. This is the annoying part. Click to the location we need. GIS class. GIS class. Session 4. And then down here file name, call it building. I will do this step again, one more time. Building, and then .kmc. Because it saves as file, so you need to tell it what kind of file, and I have 2 dots in there, sorry. I will do this step one more time after this. So you see it, you lose it, you see it again. And hit save. Yeah? Okay. In the toolbox, this button, I repeat now, in the ARC toolbox, click on this guy, sometimes it takes a while to load. In conversion tools, 2KML, layer to KML, I double click layer to KML. I select carefully my buildings. Here we go. Then I find a place for the output file. I click here, browse the location where I want to be. Our playground is the C drive, GIS class, today's session 4. File name, buildings.kmc. Buildings.kmc. And I save. Right now, I save with no K. Don't worry about those options. Kilo Malta Zebra. That's a German thing. I'm sorry about the V, the W's, and the Z and the Z at 10 p.m. in the evening. It's Z and Z. Should I say Z like the British say? Z and Z? Z as in Charlie and Z as in zebra. Z. Alright. And hit OK. Everything works right. We'll see something working down here. And on the bottom on our computer should pop up something. If we see this pop up with a green check, we are happy. If it's red or yellow, something went wrong. You read? Alright, we'll check this.
I got a box that says completed.
Completed is fine.
But it looks like an error box.
Alright. Let me finish this. Let me finish this, please. And then if you go here back to our File Explorer and go to our place where we hide our GIS class, session 4, we just created a KMC file. Here, buildings KMC. And if this computer would be set up the right way, it would actually open Google Earth. I don't have Google Earth installed. Yeah, so so if I install Google Earth on this one very quickly. Yeah. I haven't done that. It's yeah. So Google Earth pops up. So in theory, if I double click the sky buildings, we fly in now via Google Earth down, 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 and it should put up here those buildings. If we set it up the right way, so it doesn't show them, but it somewhat shows that pop up. Yeah? Because we didn't calibrate this all, and I think I have 3D buildings.
I got it on my.
Yeah. If I switch off 3D buildings down here.
Yeah, there you go.
Everything okay? Someone? Yeah, well, it sounds like one kid screaming. Not in distress, only against mama. Yeah, so I switch off here 3D buildings. So don't get confused. It's here. Can you see? Pops up. But the 3D buildings are rendering on top of it. Yeah? Down here, layers, 3D buildings. If you switch that off, you see actually your building footprint. Alright? Some of you don't have Google Earth installed, so but that's just a way to deal with this. Alright? Three different shapefiles, types, editing through the table, editing through the edit tool. Move geometry around and delete it, or change values and therefore later symbology inside the table. Alright? That's it. You guys need to do those book exercises. Yeah? In week 4, a question, how do I add the data You need to practice this stuff. Huh? And you saw when we did the polygons that certain workflows get faster and faster. Where you need to know, okay, let's create a shapefile, polygons, bang bang. There's not 50 steps in between anymore. Got to practice that. Okay? So assignment number 2 will be digitizing. Huh? Make it in a way that we're not digitizing everyone in the same building. Maybe I give you an overview. One part of this group is doing one side of campus, the other side of campus. So we actually have data we can combine as an exercise. Huh? I'm trying to make it meaningful, that it reflects in a laboratory setup, real world experience. I'm trying to set this up by tomorrow at noon, so you have the weekend, enough time to do this. How much time did you guys spend on assignment 1? Roughly estimate. More than 4 hours? Who had more than 4 hours?
Like 4. I'll do more than 4.
4 minutes.
This should be shorter.
I think so.
This should be shorter.
Shorter?
Yeah. In terms of time spent. Because we reproduced the steps multiple times. Yeah? You take it, yeah.
Thank you, have a good night.
Try to save guys.
So it's June 9th.
Next Thursday.
I take a look at the calendar, so I make it feasible to come from.